Okay, so hello everybody. My name is GIEDRIUS. I'm from a company called Altacom, and we are a distributor of Bitdefender software in the Baltic countries. And today I'm gonna do a presentation about ransomware and shortly mention how Bitdefender can help out to deal with this problem. Now, just out of curiosity, please raise the hands if you know what is ransomware. So if you know what, okay. Pretty much everybody. Okay, so quickly, summary of presentation then. Then I will discuss, first of all, what is ransomware. I will discuss what types of ransomware we have. Then we will talk why ransomware is a hot topic, what makes it a hot topic. And I will speak why Bitdefender, what kind of Bitdefender has advantages when dealing with ransomware. And then additional protection measures or additional ideas how to save yourself from this virus. So let's start with what is a ransomware. So basically, ransomware is a type of malicious malware. And malware is malicious software, basically, that wants to do damage to your system. And the ransomware is type of malware that encrypts your data or your computer, your hard drive, and wants to get ransom payment for that. So how is ransomware different from traditional malware? So traditional malware is usually focusing on stealing your information or cloning and then using it to get the money. So stealing your credit card information, maybe stealing some data and getting money for that. Ransomware is not stealing anything, it's just encrypting your files, your folders, or your hard drive, or your screen, and getting money for that. So traditional malware is usually trying to stay hidden as long as possible, to gather as much information as possible. And ransomware, it only remains hidden while encrypting data, but after encryption you get a note that you have to pay ransom in order to get back your data. In the same time, traditional malware is usually in the system until it was found and it was disinfected. And the ransomware, after it's encrypting your system, it actually auto-deletes itself, the malicious part, so leaving no traces basically on your system. And that's why for traditional antiviruses it's so difficult to deal with ransomware, because if you have no traces, if you have no file, malicious file, then it's difficult to create signatures, antivirus signatures, and protect in this way. All right, and about traditional malware, usually users sometimes is not aware that somebody's stealing information from him. With ransomware, you're always aware because you always cannot access your data and have to pay ransom for that. Okay, so now let's speak about types of ransomware. Probably most of you heard about ransomware. It should be probably a couple of years ago when ransomware called CryptoLocker started spreading. And a lot of people are still mixing ransomware with CryptoLocker. This is just one sort of ransomware, CryptoLocker. Later, it was developed sorts like CryptoWall, Locky, and many, many others. But basically, we can categorize ransomware in the three types by their behavior or by the malicious damage that they do. So it's the screen locking ransomware, it's the file encrypting ransomware, and it's the disk encrypting ransomware. And we will discuss each one, what they do. So screen locking ransomware. Screen locking ransomware, we can say it's the mildest type of ransomware, if we can say so. Basically, it is locks your computer or device screen and forbids you to enter your system. But on the background, your files, folders is not encrypted. So usually it looks something like this. You just get some kind of note on your screen that, for example, it was detected some illegal software on your computer and government or police is blocking it and you have to pay some amount of bitcoins in order to regain access to your device. Another one type of ransomware is file encrypting ransomware, and this is most popular ransomware. So this is not locking your screen, but what it does, it encrypts your files and folders. And this is probably one of the most popular ransomwares in the world right now. What it does, it basically encrypts with powerful encrypting algorithms your files, which can be worksheets, spreadsheets, it can be some videos or some photos that you have. and you're not able to access those files. And then it gives you note. And notes can vary. Let's say some sorts of ransomware, like this type called Chimera. It encrypts your files. You click on a file, then the note jumps out that your file was encrypted, and in order to regain access to that file, you have to pay a certain amount of bitcoins. Another one type, it just, when your system starts, gives you right away note on your desktop, on your wallpaper, and tells you this is server ransomware. This is actually a screenshot from one of my friends. A week ago, he called me and said, oh, there is a note on my desktop, says something. Is it serious? So I said, send me a screenshot. And he sent this one, like, server, 3rd generation, nice. How did you get this one? And he said, I don't know, my kid was messing with computer and just something popped out. And if you get this type of note, it's pretty much impossible to regain your information without paying the ransom, which it's not guaranteed that you will regain information anyways. Then we have a third type of ransomware. This is called disk encrypting ransomware. So it skips boring screen locking, it skips file locking, and it basically kidnaps all of your hard drive and asks you for the ransom. And it forbids user for starting operating system. This version is very new version. First disk encrypting ransomware launched only in 2016 first quarter, so only this year. And now it's spreading pretty fast. This is one of examples. This is one of my favorite ones. This is ransomware called Pete. Pete, what he does, when you click on the file, in about 3 minutes you get the black screen and telling that your system C is being repaired. And then after a couple more minutes you get the flashing skull. And when you press any key, you get a nice note that you've been encrypting by Pete ransomware. And notes, steps how you can regain your data, like download the Tor browser and so forth. And then if you follow those notes, you can pay payment, which is usually around 1 Bitcoin, can be a little bit less, a little bit more, and regain your data. So this is 3 types of ransomware, but we also have ransomware combos. Because, for example, with a Pete, there is a problem that Pete cannot do his malicious work without administrative privileges. So if Pete cannot obtain administrative privileges, he launches his little brother called Misha. And Misha is good old traditional file encrypting ransomware. So although you don't have administrative privileges, but your file has been encrypted by Misha. So ransomware combos. Okay, so why ransomware is such a hot topic? And the answer to that is probably the most important thing is disruptiveness. It is not nice to get nice little note on your screen that you have to pay some money to regain your data, to pay Bitcoin or half of a Bitcoin, so a couple €100 or 500 euros. But real problem starts if, let's say, you're a company and your computers are connected in the same LAN. We have share folders, they connected to a server, and then not only one computer gets encrypted, but all of a sudden ransomware starts spreading and they encrypt all the computers on the system, they encrypt the server, and they encrypt this nice little Synology NAS who was sitting on the corner and supposed to be your backup copy. So disruptiveness. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the question is, for the end user, of course, you can pay $500 and to regain your data, but if you're a company and if the cyber criminals knows you're a company, how much money then they can ask from you? Probably not the $500. So a couple of examples. Just this year what happened. University of Calgary got encrypted their 9,000 email accounts and had to pay $20,000 for the cyber criminals. Or Hollywood Presbyterian Church, they pretty much got encrypted whole of their system, and the doctors had to go back with a pen and paper, so couldn't access any of their patients' info, couldn't access X-ray photos, so pretty much couldn't do their job at all, and the only decision for the hospital was to pay the ransom, which was $70,000 to regain the data. And what if you're some sports team, some NASCAR sports team, basketball team, and it's the one day before the major game and your information got encrypted? How much money then would you pay to regain that information? So ransomware is a hot topic because of a damage that it does. If you lose your data, it's just a matter of size of a company, how much money you're ready to pay to regain it. Another one thing is monetization model. If traditional malware, for example, steals your credit card information or steals some sort of information, it has to monetize that information somehow. They have to either take it money from a bank somehow, or sell your information to somebody. With ransomware, is a different case. It is very easy monetization. You encrypt victim's computer, you ask them to pay bitcoins, and you gave their encryption key back. So basically, there is not possible to trace cyber criminal because he gets the bitcoins, which is the virtual currency, and it's not possible to trace where it goes and who is using it. And it's fast. Basically, usually ransomware gives 24 hours, 48 hours, sometimes 12 hours to pay the money, or ransomware is doubled, or your information will be deleted. So it's the fast money. So why is it so hard to stop the ransomware? Why most of antiviruses fail stopping it? And one thing is because of the amount of the ransomware. Like I said in the beginning, usually ransomware, after encrypting, auto-deletes itself its malicious parts, so it's really difficult to enter it in the signatures. And even if you enter it in the virus database signatures, but right now, 6 years ago, we used to have about 32,000 new malware samples coming out every day in the world. Nowadays, we have about 390,000 new malware samples going out in the market every day. So what that means? That means that if traditional antivirus does 2 updates a day, that means in the 8 hours, there is approximately 200,000 new malware samples that will not be for sure in those signature updates and will not protect your system. So here's one problem. And it's rising pretty fast. From 2014 to 2015, ransomware number increased 110%. And in the 2016 Q1 alone, it made about $209 million ransom, collected $200 million from ransoms from all around the world. And it's predicted that in 2016, ransomware will make about $1 billion from ransomware, from a ransom of users to regain information. Okay, so how is this possible? Why is it spreading so fast? Why so many samples? And one thing is, of course, cyber criminals doing a good job creating it, but also they not only making business by encrypting computers and getting ransom money for that, but they also selling ransomware online. So you don't have to be very, very super smart hacker or programmer if you want ransomware. If you have basic knowledge about IT stuff, you can just go online and buy yourself a nice little pack of ransomware and use it to whoever you want. And another one thing why it's spreading so fast, because it's not only Windows anymore. In 2014, 2015, it used to be only Windows, and it used to be said that if you have Linux or Mac or anything else, you're safe. Now, in 2015, at the end of 2015, started Linux Encoder, which is ransomware for Linux. And then in 2016, Q1 started Mac Kernigger. This is ransomware for Mac. And in 2016 as well, started Android ransomware as well for mobile devices. So pretty much it covers now all the operating systems. Okay, so why Bitdefender? So now I will point out a couple of examples, a couple of ideas why Bitdefender is a good product to choose when you're thinking about your self-protection against ransomware. So first of all, just kind of for you to know what Bitdefender is. Bitdefender is the biggest antivirus company basically in the world. Its engine is being used by very many other antivirus vendors. It's the most popular engine in the world. Such companies as F-Secure from Finland, G-Data from Germany, 360 from China are using Bitdefender engine. And Bitdefender engine is protecting about 500 million users worldwide. And if you would look it up after my presentation in some of independent lab testing laboratories results of antivirus tests, Bitdefender looks pretty good since 2012. Pretty much has the highest average in performance and protection tests. And last year in Austria, in AV comparatives, there were only 2 products who won 8 gold medals. It was Kaspersky and Bitdefender, only 2. And this is the most important slide when speaking about ransomware protection. This is zero-day threat protection tests. So that means this is the new malware samples being released on different antivirus products and checked how they're dealing with these malicious software without signature updates. Bitdefender since 2012 had a 97, 98, and then in 2015, 99% of catching new malicious software files. So it's the highest result in the market. So how is this possible? Bitdefender offers something called Global Protective Network. Now, what it is, if traditional antivirus is, again, based on signatures, that means that you're getting signatures every 8 hours and you get updates. Bitdefender, for these business products, offers something called hybrid scanning. What that means is that you are not based on local signatures, but Bitdefender scanning engines will send all of your system's new or changed files, the footprint of a file, so the part that is capable of containing malicious code in it, in the Bitdefender cloud, in the real time in a database, and it will be checked with the samples there. And if anywhere in the world new virus shows up, all the Bitdefender users are informed in 3 seconds. So it's the 3 seconds response. You don't need to wait 8 hours to get your signatures. So that's one thing. Another one thing, Bitdefender offers 3-layer security, which is definition, like I said before. Then it's behavior. Behavior is something that Bitdefender created a couple of years ago. Now other antivirus also have it. And what it does, it just simply tries to detect the virus by its behavior. So if you don't have signatures about it, but the file acts like it's a virus, then most likely it's the virus and it blocks it. And then the third thing, the problem though with behavior is that now cyber criminals kind of learned to avoid it, because the new malicious software, when it comes in the system, it's not acting like malicious software at first, but then after some time it restarts itself and then starts acting like malicious software. So Bitdefender in this case has a 3rd-layer security called Advanced Threat Control, ATC. And how it looks like, so the file is being scanned by signature database, then his behavior is being checked, and then ATC chips in with continuous process monitoring. And even if after some time that file starts acting like a malicious software, then it's being blocked by ATC or Advanced Threat Control. Okay, so what else do we need? So the question is, if I have a Bitdefender, am I 100% safe? And the answer is no. No antivirus can protect you 100%. As you saw test results, even Bitdefender is best you can get with 99.9% detection. It's not still 100%. And if you want to have 100% protection of your system, of your files, then you need some extra protection layers. And those are, first of all, backup. And backup not in a Synology NAS somewhere in the corner, but backup offsite in some data center where information is encrypted and it's online and it saves several types of versions of your data. And even if all of your office is encrypted, you can recover your data from there. So offsite backup. Number 2, patching your systems, patching your Windows, patching all the Javas, Adobe's, all the third-party software as well. Number 3, disable macros in your documents. And number 4, enable the option to show file extensions. So when your secretary or accountant see nice little Adobe picture attached to the email, wouldn't click on it, because if you do that, it will see that there's exe end of that attachment, and maybe she or he will understand that it's not Adobe actually, but something else, and not click on it. All right, that's about it. We have, I don't know how much time we have. 10 minutes left? Okay, cool. So we have some time for the questions, or you can come over to our stand as well and talk there too. Do we have any questions?